My name is Mintu. I'm from Bharananganam in the Pala Diocese. I'm here today to thank Jesus for all the blessings He has given to me through the intercession of Kreupasanam Mother. My first visit to Kreupasanam to make the Marian Covenant was on August 26, 2024. I made the Marian Covenant with the intention of renewing my spiritual life. Although I grew closer to Mother Mary and Jesus and took part in several charismatic inner healing retreats, I often found myself slipping back into my old habits. That caused a serious struggle in my spiritual journey. I came here to make the covenant with a simple desire to remain closer to Jesus forever. I knew that entering into a covenantal life meant making a lifelong promise to stay close to Jesus. Once that covenant is made, I have to honor it no matter what. It's through the Marian Covenant I knew I could remain close to Jesus, that I wouldn't lose that connection with Him. That was the main reason I came here to Kreupasanam Mother. After entrusting my spiritual intentions through the covenant petitions, one of the requests I included was related to a specific challenge I was facing in my research. I'm currently a research scholar at MT University Kottayam in the School of Computer Science, pursuing my PhD. As part of my PhD work, I received a research grant from the Kerala Startup Mission and was honored with an award for Best Research Innovative Practice. Following this, I went on to apply for an Indian patent. At the time of applying, I was not aware, under the Indian patent law, computer programs are generally not patentable. This was my first experience with anything of this kind, and I had little understanding of what I was getting into. I didn't even know what a patent really was, or that software or computer programs are almost never granted patents. It's incredibly difficult. Unfortunately, I had already filed for the patent. Almost 200,000 rupees were spent on my behalf by the university and the Kerala Startup Mission. The Kerala Startup Mission had covered all my research expenses. If I don't get the patent, I'll be held accountable for all that funding. After beginning the process and going through multiple hearings and documentation, I came to know that in India, only about 4 companies, giants like Microsoft and BlackBerry, have ever received patents purely for software-based inventions. If I had known this earlier, I would never have started the process. But since I entered into it unknowingly, I've reached a point where I have no choice but to get the patent. So among the personal intentions, I wrote down and dedicated my patent application to Mother Mary. Through every stage of this process, I used the covenant articles, holy oil and salt. I ended up drafting more than 500 pages for this patent application. With every page I wrote, I relied entirely on Mother Mary's intercession, because deep down, I knew this wasn't something that could happen through ordinary means. My method simply wouldn't work. I was convinced that only the Mother's way, not by merit, but by grace, could make this possible. After each hearing, the controller from the patent office would ask me, "How is this possible, Mintu?" He understood that it was software entirely dependent on a computer program. He said, "Okay, we'll see." But without giving any further scope, he stopped the final hearing on June 16th. On the morning of June 17th, I came to Kreupasanam and told Mother Mary, "My formulas have failed. Only your formula can work now. Please allow me to be your witness the next time I come down to Kreupasanam." Every day I prayed, reciting Nehemiah chapter 1, verses 11, "Lord, have mercy on this servant. May this man have compassion on me." I began praying especially for the controller from the patent office, entrusting him to God. Whenever I felt tense or in need of courage, I would turn to Bible for strength. I began receiving very encouraging and positive messages. The draft for this hearing had to be submitted within 15 days. Even up to the last minute, God revealed and Mother Mary showed me important details I had missed. I submitted the draft clearly and thoroughly. After submitting it, I drove from Kottayam to Bharananganam, crying the whole way. I knew this was beyond my abilities, a situation with zero chance. I understood that without Mother Mary's intervention, I wouldn't succeed. As I drove, I felt heartbroken. I've been living by the Marian Covenant for a year. My whole family has made the Marian Covenant. We all live a deeply spiritual life, attending Mass and receiving Sacrament of Confession regularly. Everyone in my family has experienced the order of sanctity and the appearance of a rainbow, the signs of Mother Mary's presence and blessing. But I had never received anything like that until now. That really weighed on my heart. As I drove back after submitting the patent file, I received Mother Mary's jasmine-like order of sanctity nearly 10 times. That's when I knew Mother Mary's formula was beginning to work, and I was confident I would get the patent. On July 15th, I received the certificate from the Indian Patent Office, the official patent sanction from the Government of India. This is only the 5th completely software-dependent patent ever granted in India. Only top companies like Microsoft, BlackBerry, and Ericsson have received this so far. In the history of MG University, this is the first patent granted to the School of Computer Science. Through Mother Mary's intercession, Jesus blessed me with this great grace to become a part of history. As part of my PhD, we had certain minimum criteria to meet, like journal publications and paper presentations. From the day I made the covenant, my papers started getting published. I started getting opportunities to present at conferences. I even received a Best Paper Award. I work with primary data sets, and anyone doing a PhD knows the many challenges come with that. The validity of that data is crucial. If we have a group of 25 research scholars at the School of Computer Science, 24 would be working with secondary data. I was the only one working with primary data. Everyone else worked with supervised learning. I was the only one working with unsupervised learning. That was my biggest source of stress. But it was because of those two things that I received the Indian patent sanction. I later received a certificate for intellectual property rights. The very thing I thought was my weaknesses, those exact areas turned out to be the strengths. They were seen as novel, and after comparing my work with international standards, the novelty was approved and I got the sanction. I offer my deepest thanks to Mother Mary for her intercession and to Jesus for all the blessings he has given to me. To those who have listened to my testimony, I have only one thing to say. Our Jesus is living. He hears every prayer, every petition, and he will answer